Let's start.
Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat directed on Pram FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat. You're going to follow the show online and enjoy the show as well. We are also streaming live on Pram FM Monrovia 105.5. Again, Pram FM Monrovia 105.5. We are streaming live. We want you to share the live video tonight, as you do always. Share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program, The Nighttime Heat. Let me first recognize the lone panelists. We still expect the others to join us tonight. Let me welcome Mr. Wion, Desmond Wion. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir, for good evening. And a pleasant welcome to all of our followers, especially those of whom have joined us via the internet and the radio, as a matter of fact. It's good to be back. I mean, the weekend has been very, heavily engaged. You know, at the same time, we're observing the heavy downpour of rain. So it's great to be back, and it's great to do what we love best for our country.
Thank you, and we really appreciate your commitment to coming out of the time on the program. Well, tonight, like I said, it promises to be very, very interesting. This is your only unboring talk show. We got lots of videos. First, let me acquaint you with what is coming up tonight on the program. We'll be doing an analysis of the opposition gathering in Grand Jida County. What message does it send to the ruling establishment? We're going to play some of the videos from Grand Jida, the speeches, in fact, delivered by some of the opposition politicians. We saw a lot of them when we were watching online. The ANC, Alexander Cummings, the Musa Bedede, the Simeon Fremont, and the rest of them. They were all in one accord, speaking to the people of Grand Jida County. And of course, they went there to celebrate with the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC party. But one thing, the party chair, the party political leader, former President George Manawiya, was not in attendance. And so what it did was that he sent a message, an audio message, which was played for those attending or those who attended the gathering. Well, we're going to talk about that. Does the gathering of the opposition send any message to the ruling Unity Party? We talk about that also in the program tonight. Now, I'm sure you heard the deputy speaker when he appeared on the local station talking about a number of things. I'm going to draw our attention to them. In some quarters, some people believe that the deputy speaker is on a mission to drive a wedge in the Unity Party. We're going to talk about that because can you imagine for Thomas Fowler to say that the president should chastise individuals who are intending to run for elected positions come 2029. What was he saying? What was he saying? Besides, taking throwing jabs at his boss, who is the current speaker. We're going to talk about that because I don't know why someone's father chose to speak the way he spoke. We'll talk about that also in the program. Now, is Nima kind of politically cracking? Because we see, some sons of Nima and going against the current vice president. We heard Women Pay, throwing some jabs. We heard Koga again just over the weekend at the Carleton University. We're going to talk about that. Koga released a statement, when he was being interviewed by journalists. He says something, and we're going to play that tip and talk about that as well on the program. Now, over the weekend, there was a story trending, about the deputy director general at the Liberia Broadcasting System, Alexandra, and it was so terrible, very terrible, for a government official of that nature, a female, to be linked to academic fraud. We're going to talk about that. Today I try calling, trying to make, placing calls to the Cotton University media team or communication unit. The premise that they would have, returned the calls up to present. They haven't yet, but we're going to still follow up the story because we can believe there was something. We believe there was something we can record. It was something similar that happened to Doug Cooper. And at the end, Doug Cooper had to step aside. I'm going to talk about that. It's serious. But let me welcome again my good friend and brother. Welcome, Mr. William. We're still expecting the other panelists. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sabo. Thank you. It's always great to be back. And like I always told people, we as journalists, the role of the media is to provide basic education, entertainment, and so and what one could term as relief, as a matter of fact, because the information we provide to our people, it become useful for consumption. It gives them relief. That is why it is required upon every professional journalist to report the facts. So that is what we love best, and that is what we sign up for as journalists. So it's good to be back, and we look forward to having a very engaging conversation this evening. Very interactive, and so that we can better have a way to contribute to the national quota of our country.
Okay, thank you for coming, Dex. Let's try to play some tape. Like we said, we're going to do an analysis of the opposition gathering in Grand Jide County. But prior to the opposition going to Grand Jide, we heard a couple of public statements made against the opposition figures by the Zoe panel, through a lot of jabs. But we're going to talk about exactly what does it mean with opposition members holding together in Grand Jide County. So let's play some of the videos from there quickly, and do our own analysis before we can welcome the other panelists.
And it's a 3 years old boycott to make them do things that they know are against the law. There was drug that was arrested at the airport. Nobody arrested, nobody house surrounded. But former members of the opposition, former members of the past government, they have arraigned them at the court, they've dragged them to court, they've sent police to arrest them, they've done all kinds of things. I'm saying to you, when we come to power in 2029, during the time of President Toba, they had government farm in Grand Jide. Those of you that are young don't know that. The prisoners from Central Prison, they used to bring them to work on the farm. Kweka and Kun and those guys will come here to make farm for you to eat. We will bring Kweka here so that he can work for the first time on the farm to know what it is to work for money. And I want to say to you that you are here is a good thing. That we are here is also a good thing. This morning on the radio I said, look, we are celebrating 22 years of the CDC. To have established a political party as an individual that had no political experience, to build an institution that won election last election, is still united, still a party, 22 years later, should be celebrated even by the Unity Party. Many of you wondering how Tubman ran this country for 30 years. Those of us that are in our 60s can tell you, when the people decided to march against Tubman advised us, said, hey, Mr. President, you have to stop that. There was a police director, there was an army chief. Tubman said, guess what? We will provide the water, we will provide the food, we'll provide the marching band for those people. And Tubman himself went and marched with them and collected a statement for them. A Unity Party had any sense, they would have been here, because this is a celebration of democracy. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was Simeon Fremont. Let's try to listen to another politician who spoke at the program.
Simply because we want to remove power. These people that are in power, for me, I'm not worried about them because their time finished. What I'm worried about is, why are we replacing their way? What quality of leadership? Who is going to represent Grand there? Who is going to represent Maryland?
Okay, do we have another? Let's try to play another politician who spoke at that was Musa Hassan Bilede.
Sometimes they talk so much so that you don't even understand what they say. We want to ensure that 2029 we retire Boyka. We don't just retire.
Yeah, you gotta read it.
And 83 years old Boyka to make them do things that they know are against the law. And
okay, gentlemen, let's just, I see my producer is messing up tonight. Let's just quickly talk about this. We got all of the videos. It's just unfortunate that we wouldn't get the videos prepared on time. But let's hear from you first, Mr. William. You followed the opposition gathering in Grand Jita County. First, I want us to not be specious, but first, let's establish. Considering the multitude of people, the turn up. Let me just put it that way. Is that a message you think that this gathering sent to the ruling establishment?
Exactly. Most definitely, there have been very disturbing messages that have been, triggering from different widths of our country, the national body politics of our country. And one of the things that is more concerning is the fact that obviously politicians or opposition community will come together. They will organize as a one opposition solidarity front. But the question is, at what given point in time are these political parties coming together? All right? The time of the convergence can send a very strong wave to what extent the regime the current regime is being heavily resisted so early, or the time of the convergence could also speak to the fact as to whether the current regime, for whatever political reason, they just gotta be resisted. But there are not been substantive issues by those who are members from the opposition. That would have been another version. But in this case, there is a clear version that speaks to the fact that the regime is heavily being resisted. It's heavily being fought by Pharisee members who brought them into power under the same opposition alliance. Let me just take your mind just a few minutes back to 2023. When did we realize the opposition, the united opposition under the banner called CPP? It was just 1 year to the election in 2028. It was when the opposition community formed themselves together as one opposition solidarity. But look at when we are experiencing the people coming together right now. It's about 2-3 years to election. So it is so early that the opposition community, they are becoming to unite themselves, which serves as a bigger and a greater threat to the sustainability of the Unity Party. If the Liberian people shall, for any reason, retain them for the second mandate. Yes, in terms of the contents of their message, they sent something very confirmed. I mean, there have been some reports, which of course their honest criticism has spared some of the outcomes of their activities. You listen to some of them, they acknowledge the real condition, yes, but with that, they also say where courtesy is due must be accorded.
Now, so the question is, you think they are gathering and the turnout should be considered by Unity Party as a wake-up call?
As a wake-up, if it's a major threat.
Okay, let me go.
What?
Welcome to the program, Ezra.
Thank you. I was just about to correct you that you have not worked on us.
Welcome, George.
to the program.
You guys are late comers.
Yes. Anyway, again, we're glad to be here tonight after being away for 2 days because of our, being under the weather. This is the rainy season.
Okay.
However, the gathering in Zwedru Granjide for me was a charade. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a political gathering where political parties have gone to form an alliance or a coalition to combat the ruling establishment. This is the anniversary celebration of a political party, CDC, that was being hosted in Granjide, and other political figures were invited. Now, if you listen to Simon Freeman, whom sometimes I even doubt his political understanding, standing on the podium, saying that when we are elected, you are from a different political party. There's another political party that you want to celebrate. So why were you saying that when you are elected? That's CDC, So for me, I don't see it as any.
No, I think you are speaking against the backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
You are speaking against the backdrop that they are about to form a merger. And so,
take it from me today. That gathering would not form a merger.
Would not hold.
And there are reasons for that. Mm-hmm. The man who was even the keynote speaker has said it repeatedly that he's not going to go on any party as a second tier. The man who was the keynote speaker.
No, there was a shift.
A shift where?
There was a shift.
Where?
You didn't hear him?
Give me the shift. Give me the shift.
He said even if you'll be the cowboy to the driver.
Yeah, he said that.
There was a shift.
He said that.
There was a shift.
And I can say this to you today.
He said, if I'll be the cowboy to the driver, for the sake of removing Unity Party. So there was a shift. The coming who had insisted consistently that he would have never been he would have never gone for a second place. So then he said, so what I want to ask you, you think, okay, you said it's a charade.
It's a political charade, yeah.
Okay.
Let me conclude that. Look, Cummins is a politician, but Cummins have not come to understand Liberian politics. Cummins was speaking at that forum because of the euphoria. When Cummins come back to Monrovia and the ANC have a gathering, Cummins will tell you different thing about the same CDC gathering that he went to. Politicians are the most deceitful people. I was born into politics, and you can bear to that.
I can attest to that.
Yes, of course. So we've grown into this thing. First of all, Alexander Cummins. If Alexander Cummins was somebody who, what he's saying today for Liberian people to take it serious, by now Alexander Cummins would have been the vice president of this country. But at a certain point in time, he believed that because of his level of intelligence, his level of education, he cannot go second to anybody.
No, but he has broken away from that.
He has not broken away from that.
Let me hold it. George,
Mr. Cummins was not clear to say it.
I come. That's not the question I'm asking you. Whether Mr. Cummins is clear or not. Don't jump the gun here. I'm saying to you, I'm asking you, do you think the gathering of the opposition in Granjide County does it send in a specific message to the Unity Party?
I'm not a spokesperson for the Unity Party, but I can tell you for sure, if you gather all your partisans from across the country, especially in your strongest hold, in the whole elections in Liberia, Granjide is CDC's strongest vote. That's where they can get 98%, 95%. No part of Liberia they can get that vote. Even in Grand Crew, they are never getting that vote. So when I saw the drone footage and people here saying that the bill was very packed, it was very discouraging because that's your strongest hope.
It's just that UP going to hold political rally in Tolofa County or in Nimba County and the channel is that. But I wanted to correct certain thing that was said.
Sure.
The CPP was not funded 1 year to the election in 2023. CPP, the idea was born in 2018.
Right after the elections.
Yeah, right after the elections. And this CPP were accredited by the Election Commission in 2020. That has Senator Delon and one on the ran, one on the CPP ticket. So we shouldn't use this platform to spew misinformation. Senator Delon, senatorial election, and he won it on CPP ticket.
Yeah.
You get it? CPP, the Election Commission. Somebody want to argue here, you can call the night people. Let them tell you that. All right? So it was not on the eve for election day. Moreover, to come to tell you that even those that went there, everybody, when they hold a microphone, their mental strength can increase to say anything they want to say. But at the end of the day, in practice, we shall see. But the number that I saw over there, it was very discouraging in terms of strongholds. The CDC whole stronghold that the whole Southeast, Grand Jida being the place that they can get the highest vote. That number you saw over there is anybody who is a sympathizer with CDC comes on the radio and say that number is a winning number. Let's wait and see 2020.
Okay.
So yes, so basically when I said that what we observed 2022, that spoke to the fact that you have all of those opposition candidates who are vying for the presidency coming together to form a united opposition solidarity. The dream must have been birthed, yes, but the actual time through which these people came together, formed a very solid opposition, united solidarity front. That was just pretty close to the election.
Let me ask you.
The thing you said about what Senator Delon.
No, please, let's address it about the CPP 2020. He said a lot.
I'm saying the CPP birth was established, but at what point in time the political leaders of these political parties, these presidential candidates, came together to form a solid ticket?
By 2020, the CPP has broken apart.
Right after the 2020 election.
Right after the election, Bayana has taken his side, Cummings has taken his. In fact, they even went to court. So that analogy did not even hold. Now, where the United Party got her strength, because we had close to 20 political parties in the election process. It was during the runoff. And that's when mostly you see political parties coming together. Those who dropped by the wayside now trying to find, which of the candidates that they want to go.
People.
The foreign minister, the likes of Tewon Gonglo party, the likes of this guy who came to Apiton, and all of them. That's when the coalition is. So look, let me say this. Liberian body politics, everybody, all of these guys that you saw gathered in Grand Jida, the politicians here, they had egos. They will go and stay on the podium and say what they want to say. But for them to agree and say, let's come together and form a merger 2-3 years to election, that has never happened. Whenever there is a talk about coalition in Liberia, it always broken apart. It happened in what was it, 2005 with the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and stuff. Liberia Action Party. So look, when we're speaking to, and I said this on this podium, when we're speaking to you from experience.
1 minute.
But just before you come in, one of the facts that they don't want to admit is the fact that the dream of the CPP was birthed once before even the 2029 election. But
we fight for 2029.
I missed the 2029, 2023 election. What I'm saying, at what point in time, these political parties, their leaders, came together, emerged to form a one opposition ticket.
There was no merger.
2018, there was no merger.
No,
there was
who
no
told you?
There was no merger.
So even the collaboration had. How you refer to the collaboration?
Merger.
You had the MDR. Excuse me. You had the MDR, who was also a member of the opposition at the time, and then endorsed United Party, or with the producer Standard Bearer, who is now the VP Cone. You also had the Liberty Party, who now represented by Yombi Kanga Lawrence. You also have fraction of the MPP, who all engaged the process. Who all engaged the process at the start of the election. They didn't join the CDC as the United Party after during the runoff.
No, listen. So the political party did not put up presidential candidates.
It was
that was the emergence. That was the emergence that brought it on board for we the political presidential candidate.
1 minute.
But you're trying to dismiss
that. When you were speaking, when you are providing this, what I consider as purely unfounded information. I listened to you. I didn't argue. I
Why?
listened until you learned it. I'm telling you, it is not only fallacy of composition. It's pure lie.
What is it? What is lie? What is lie?
When you said the CPP was founded at the eve of the election 2023. No. I said it was.
You didn't get me.
Give chance, my man.
No, but I gotta eject them, Mr.
Give chance. You were saying ISP we fought.
I said the united opposition.
You don't want to have control over the show. You can lie up your.
But I can be on the show. They be misquoting me.
Your political starting to see what you want to say.
Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, as I told you here, the CPP. The idea was passed in 2018, right after the election, and it came to actual focus when it comes to political grouping in 2020. Yeah. And the National Election Commission accredited them and allowed them to field candidates in the 2020 election. I gave you one of the products of the CPP, the law, for example. And, so you said it was on the eve of the 2023 election. I said no. That one, the collaborating, how to call it? They call it the parties are keen to collaborate.
Even Simon Taylor from Cape Man,
even the political party, CPP are already broken after they went to court.
Now,
everyone then pulled by, and when they went to the election 2023, the second round, that's the sign these political parties came to collaborate.
1 minute.
Merger is different. In political merger, as you were saying. One party, some of the party lose their identity.
Yes.
Like Pro Action Party and United Party merge. But you begin a new United Party. Action Party, they are going to logo that in the United Party, that the Rooster. So that was merger. Action Party, no political party in Liberia will come and be named Liberia Action Party. No party there will never accept it.
Now, I come in. Mm-hmm. The issue of the opposition, we're not going to go back. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
We saw all of the major all of the major opposition parties in Grand Juda County, and they made speeches. Alexander Cummings was the one who spoke as the guest speaker. The former president also spoke through audio message, which he sent. Gentlemen, with the caliber of people we saw, who are all opposition members, are you optimistic? And let me begin with you, because you said something of that nature, but I want you to elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Are you optimistic that, yes, they are not from a merger yet, but if they decided to form a coalition, whatever it is, against the Unity Party, are you optimistic that they will not hold?
Obviously, I'm 100% optimistic that it's not going to hold. And I keep saying it here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when these discussions are ongoing, there are egos that are put on the table. And that's what today even affected the CPP formation. Just to educate my brother here. He talks about Yombly. Now, where Yombly support came from, where Joe Boakai came from the CPP. Yombly was part of the Liberty Party, was part of the CPP.
Yeah.
When Ure and Cummings decided to break away, Yombly was the only one that stayed alone with Boakai. That was full political parties. Even when President Boakai decided not to pick Yombly, she still remained. So Yombly did not come on board because we're close to election. Yombly was already on board from 2018. And this is what I'm saying. When these guys go behind closed door and sit there to decide, that is where they they start coming up with all of these different things. Oh, I'm more educated than this. I'm more this. Oh, you even try. Why not? And at the end of the day, those talks breaks down. We saw it in 2005 at the how to call it conference, the All Liberian Party conference at Hotel Africa. 7 days, they couldn't agree on a candidate. There was fight in the room, back and forth. President Salif, former President Salif, back off.
But that was then. Why do you think
it has not changed
now?
It has not changed because guess what? It is the nature of the Liberian man. One may believe that he has money, he has the contact, so he should be the head. Look, this thing, it is not about the Liberian people.
You listen to them. All of them spoke in one accord.
No, they did not speak in one accord.
No. The message was
They did not
Accord.
speak in one
No, they spoke in one accord.
No,
Their intention is
to remove the party.
Yes,
Of
that
course.
was-
One
that-
accord.
that-
That's the agenda.
That's the agenda.
That's the agenda.
And they are speaking in one accord.
No. If you say one accord, it
Mhm.
means that they have brought ideas and agree that we're going in unison to remove the party. When Simon Freeman gets on the podium and say, when we become president, this is what we do. You know, another person come and
But
say
that
this.
tells you that,
Then, no. If you listen to Musa ability, yeah.
that tells you
Mhm.
that behind the scene
Mhm.
they are forming a block.
They're not for me no
And-
block.
and
Let's hear
someone-
you.
I don't know,
That's
that's
what
why I
you
said-
do. Yeah.
you know, there is a glaring, truth. Even right now, there are reports that former president, we are having conversations with opposition members. I think the
Joe Asante,
the
yeah,
former
she
vice
confirmed
president and acknowledged that in the studio that yes, the president having talks with ANC people, with the few political parties. But you think it was just by magic that CDC managed to troop all those opposition blocks to that place?
So having talk
Was it
doesn't
the-
mean
no,
that.
One minute.
You said
They
they
spoke.
or somebody said they are speaking in one accord. You say, oh, because they are not going to document it, so it is not in one accord. But what you fail to understand is before you even reach to the point of documentation, there must be some level of declaration. You people must come and say, okay, are we ready? If you are ready, then you're going to document that. So the stage that they on ready is called a preparatory stage through which conversation is ongoing. Are there conversation as to who we are with peace for his vice running mate? Yes. Will they be coming from among the opposition blocks? Yes. You understand? So the thing is, it's not about whether you feel that opposition is not the opposition is of no essence. But there is one thing I was clear from that gathering. So what is that was there is an established message that was disseminated that the opposition people, the people in the opposition community themselves have recognized that the rescue administration is into error. Musa Belede acknowledged that. All of them have spoke. So they have one objective. But how can that objective be achieved? A different conversation for a different day. So the objective here is to unseat United Party. So how are they going to unseat United Party? That becomes the mechanism.
Okay, let me hold you there. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat, right on Prime FM 105.5. We want you to share the live video. As you are watching, share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Now, gentlemen, let's try to do that.
I thought you were going around.
Why?
If you didn't want to hear me, then
Why? No,
I
go
then
ahead.
I'll go later.
Go ahead.
You were asking question. He said all of the major opposition political parties.
Mhm.
That's erroneous.
Okay.
How many opposition political parties? What
Majority.
major? Who or whatever major? Give me one
Majority.
major political party that what?
Musa Belede is a major opposition figure.
But bye.
But
What's
man,
the
very
country,
zero.
man?
My man,
No,
you wait now.
no,
Gentlemen, we can talk
no.
together.
I'm speaking. Then he put it. Who is Musa
But you say who?
Have you ever won on a party ticket? Is that party considered political party that is relevant? Have they participated in the election in this country?
So is that how you determine
Don't
relevant?
get chance, man.
Is that how you
Don't
determine
get-
relevant?
wait,
Slow
get a
down
chance.
your emotion, please.
Look, you will have the respectful on the show because you got no
No, but you can be asking questions. You can be asking questions, and then nobody can respond. You ask. So all the people who went there, who are the major opposition figures, and I call one person.
All right, let the
So
man,
go ahead.
let the man learn. Go ahead, George.
Anybody who comes here and says CMC is a major political party, that person is a political dumbbell. CMC has never been tested in politics in Liberia. They are just newly established political party. Mr. Cummings is sadly 1% from 7% declined to 1%. He's not a major political party leader in Liberia. Mr. I don't call him
Aperture.
Samuel Freeman is a zero politician with loud voice in Liberia. So that gathering there
Empty noise.
was one that controlled by dumb barrels. I said CDC. CDC is one of the major political party. And if you look at the cities, NPP were not there. That's grassroots political party they were representing. I would have said yes, something happening there. But CDC is the major opposition political party in Nigeria. If you say all major, that's what I want to address first. So for anybody to sit on the radio to say that Mr. Kumi running for election, and I, George Kennedy, George Pomerico, there's a Kennedy from Salary District Local Country, I'll go later and say that will beat him. He's not electable in Nigeria.
Okay, let me hold
Thank
you.
you.
So I don't know about what benchmark is he determining people becoming relevant? or
National
not?
Election Commission, please.
No.
National Election Commission at the bench bar.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah, man.
One
Let
minute.
me not be doing a show like this.
No. When you were in speech,
Let you give
you
us the
didn't want
benchmark.
you didn't want him to interrupt you. Go
The
ahead.
first thing, every political party that was satisfied by NEC,
Yeah, major political party.
you are recognized. Excuse me,
We're
you
not
are
talking about representation, talk of major.
Gentlemen, please,
Relax.
we can talk together.
You are a recognized political institution. That's one. I reference Musa Belete being one of the most influential opposition figures at the moment. And why? For a political party, the future of every political party must be established on a governing principle that seek to support the welfare of that party in 10 to 15 years to come. Who is Musa Belete currently at this legislature? Is he not one of the influential lawmakers who have in our body politics? He is. It's unarguable. There is a man who go and establish one political party, and currently every time the man go every county, you see the fleet of vehicles. Then you feel that is not a threat. You feel that he's not major, or he must. You saying that the only way you can claim that the man is major, or accept the fact that he's major, he must have gone to an election and know he might have gotten elected first before on his political party.
Okay, let me hold you. Let me hold you.
You cannot just mention that.
You know,
Yeah.
The man is sophisticated.
Sabo. When we come here, sometimes we come to talk. Yeah, we come to talk serious business here. It is irrespective of who we support or who does. No. It's not sympathy. Let's be realistic here. It's not because somebody flees a vehicle and put it behind them that make them serious.
Ordinary politicians don't do that.
But stop, please. You are talking. We give you a chance
me.
here. Even ACOP is more recognized in this country than Musa Belete political party. They have participated in elections. We've seen their results. Even UPP. So that's stop this thing. You don't understand Liberian politics at all. Who you call Musa Belete because he's going around talking? That's not politics. I can jump up tomorrow and get money and buy 15, 20 vehicles and be driving from place to place. When I get to these towns and villages, people would definitely trip up. Does that make me a serious political party? Let us stop that.
Okay.
What I've said here, and put me on record tonight. Put me on record tonight. All of the political players you saw in Nimba County, in Grangida County, these are not folks that are going to amalgamate their forces to come together to go in within one accord to say, let's go and support President Weah.
Okay.
Even if President Weah does not choose us as a running mate. When they get in that room, first of all, when you hear Simon Freeman talking, the way he bragged about himself, his level of his level of education, it tells you that this is not a politician that will even sit in the room to say, I want to go second. Or if I'm not even choosing, I will still support the process. We have not seen this Simon Freeman support.
Okay, let me hold you there. Let's try to listen to the ANC. If you have the video there quickly. Cummings.
Government speaks not only to the growing strength and maturity of our democracy, but to the perseverance and triumph of a people's movement. A people's movement. The formation of the Congress for Democratic Change was a pivotal moment in the course of our political dispensation. This party of the masses, led by President George Weah, gave voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, and courage to the downtrodden. This party gave sons and daughters of low-income peers an opportunity to serve out of West Point, Newport Town, Claratown, Logan Town, Swedru, and across the nation, key ministers, commissioners, directors, representatives, senators, and a president. This is symbolic of the power and resilience of a people overlooked, underestimated, and treated like outsiders in their own home. I know that all too well, as I've also been overlooked, underestimated, and treated like an outsider. From a young boy with 3 sisters who grew up in Point 4 in a humble Christian home, a mother who sewed women's underwear, and an educator who later became competing in a foreign country and rising to one of the highest positions in a global company valued at over $355 billion. I was overlooked and underestimated when I returned home 10 years ago to serve my country. And I was also called an outsider. I've been
that Alexander Cummings speaking at the CDC anniversary few days ago. Now, you listen to the way he spoke, and I want us to analyze this very well. All what he said was just about pressing
CDC,
the CDC.
former President Weah.
Now, what are you reading? And let me begin with you, Mr. Weah. What are you reading? Do you think it's for the purpose of apparently getting the approbation of President Weah so as to maybe being chosen as his running mate? What are you reading?
Well, you actually don't need a rocket scientist to digest the speech of Mr. Cummings. The first thing it demonstrates is that for him as a political party, as a politician, to have accepted the invitation of a different political party, that shows to what extent they have something common in nature. The speech of Cummings that I believe was written days before even the program speak to the fact that Cummings is now trying to, redefine a different model, a different version of the Alexander Cummings that the Liberian people knew over the years.
Comments.
You understand? So let us not be deceived. You may be entitled to your opinion that the people will not come together and listen to Mr. Fumler. Cummings is kind of ego. He will never, as if to say, who told you that these very same politicians cannot change? If Cummings realizes that there's a need for him to go as vice running mate to Weah, in that war to save the country or to face the country, because he's always like, he want to face the country, that which he will do. And he also announced that if it costs for him to be the cowboy to the driver,
he will.
Now,
let's hear you, because we'll soon transition.
So let me just say this. Politicians are interesting people, and like I said to my brother William, I came from a political background. My father, my brother, my sister, my mother, our entire life was into politics. And let me say this. You hear Alexander Cummings there trying to praise. The same man Alexander Cummings praising, a few months back, he was on SKD. He gave him F and said the Liberian people should not elect him again because he failed the country miserably. In Alexander Cummings' own word at the SKD, at his gathering, at the ANC gathering, there's a man today, he's standing in Grand Jida because he wants to appeal to his voters, saying, this man has done this, he did this. That's politics. That's politics. So if you think because Alexander Cummings is saying that, and he even took a step further.
1 minute.
Yeah.
You think he was saying all of those flowery words for the purpose of getting
he's getting Weah's approbation. He's also trying to appeal to the crowd that was there. That's the moment they went there to listen to all the good things about former President Weah. So he has to live up to that. Secondly, Cummings came back to put himself in the shoes of the ordinary Liberian people. I'm a friend. First of all, they need Cummings. When did you hear when did you even start hearing that names within the cycle of Liberia? Look, people should not think that we all are stupid here or we all are fool here. Cummings is not one of those people who come from a poor or humble background. No, that's not true. Let's be realistic here.
You have a family detail.
You say you went to school.
I just want to interview again.
But we all have opportunities to go to school. We all have. But in this country, there were certain people that were above certain people. There are certain names in this country when you call it rings bell to people.
So because of that, you think he can form part of any effort to become president?
Let me tell you one thing. And I will say today, you know who brought Cummings into Liberian politics? All of us know here.
I know.
Do you know? No. Do you know?
No, you tell me.
I'm gonna tell you, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And the idea was to make Alexander Cummings president of this country. It has not worked for him. So he's trying to find every other means.
Okay, let me hold you there. George?
We shouldn't look. We don't want to say certain things here.
And that's how he got it. The 7% in 2017. He couldn't pull the crowd. That he came down to 1%. But anyway, as for me, I would like to be very clear. He wants to buy President Weah's, former President Weah's sympathy to go as running mate. But that would be a massive defeat. That would be one of the worst mistakes. One of the worst mistakes former President Weah will ever make in his political career
to Carol Cummings as his
is
running
to
mate?
take a non-electable person.
I would say that.
The former vice president who was sitting here can pull the screen better than him.
Far away. Joel
had a constituency to win party. And you understand? Mr. Cummings, he got no constituency. None. I can tell you for sure. None.
Maybe they don't know.
So if they do that, they'll be doing well because I'm not in that camp to vote for them. I'll go sleep. They're not good speeches can win election in Liberia. The people are looking for someone who they can relate to. You're not going to sit down behind a glass upstairs building where you got more than 50 people to pass before they reach you. The Liberian people go behind you. I can't how many country clothes you wear does not make you country. You came to this country when they came on the put in a hammer thinking about the slave trade.
When they won't cut it,
those photos, your own country, where you say you from? You run that representative, you can't win. And me, I'm going to be very friendly to tell people, representative, run there, you can't win. Say from Maryland. Like you go, actually, William, that William, my brother, we all go spend $1 again. Beat him. You're not winning anything. So that thing to get boost speeches, he's good. He can speak good English. You want to boost school. You got MBA like me sitting here, and even though he got it from a biased country. But the fact is, he rose to the highest pay in Coca-Cola. Very good. I have raised him to the highest pay in the media and other institutions on the side, even though no money there, media was somewhere that money is.
So are you trying to compare yourself?
The academic credential, I'm more than mine. I say MBA, man.
Let's try.
What are you talking?
Let's try to transition quickly.
Politics coming
again, zeros. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat, rated on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat. You're going to watch the show online and you enjoy the show as well. We are also streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Let's try to transition quickly, gentlemen. The Deputy Speaker, Thomas Fowler, was just last night on Spoon Talk, and he made some statements. Yes, we're not going to play everything. I just got a bars of it to play, just an excerpt. But a couple of things he said. He addressed the speaker, the current speaker, in a more disparaging manner, if one would put it that way. He questioned the experience of the speaker. He spoke. He also asked the president to chastise people who he knows are contemplating running for elected positions. A couple of things he said, but let's listen to him briefly, and we can do our own takeaway.
I think, to be honest with you, I like Richard Coon, like our working relationship, but I won't shield him up when it is wrong. What I would do is that's why I'm right in the back to always firstly give him the support, give him pieces of advice. Richard Coon have never played leadership before. He was fortunate to have been here, I think it was 2017. This is his second term. Richard Coon have not played major leadership role in the House of Representatives till he begins speaker. So I believe he needs time to grow, time to learn. He's an educated guy, but it's different. The academic is different from total leadership in terms of performance in leadership, especially to where he sits. sometimes people are carried away, people get involved into things knowingly or unknowingly. And I think he needs time to grow. That's why I'm always there to talk to him about. There are some flaws, there are some mistakes, that any other leaders would do, like myself. But I think it's not equated to say he should not be trusted with leadership. He must improve, yes. There are reasons he needs to change some of the attitude, his lifestyle, yes. But I think he's a good guy, and we can work with him. He can be a better guy if he decides to be a better guy. All of those things that happened in the last 1 year, he needs to improve on them. He needs to develop himself when it comes to the public image. Apart from the politics, people accuse people, but having some of those things that we see with visibility, I think it's not good for him. And I think my brother should learn from that and let him improve. But I think he enjoyed our confidence. We should give him opportunity.
Okay, let's hold that video.
So in the cycle of the president.
Mr. William, let's begin with you. No, hold that video here. Mr. William, let's begin with you. You listen to Thomas Fala talking about his boss in the manner in which he chose. He needs to improve. He needs to grow. You look at a full-grown man, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and let's discuss this.
That's how I can put it.
You look at the full-grown man. You tell him that he needs to improve. He needs to grow. You look at a full-grown man that he needs to improve in his style, his leadership style. What are you telling him? Let's hear from you.
Even the deputy speaker needs to grow. Technically, so he needs to grow emotionally, he needs to grow intelligently, and he needs to grow politically. If you follow just the past proceedings at the House, or with the deputy speaker, he's been there in acting capacity as deputy speaker. Has there been issues under that leadership? Yes. But he's trying to isolate himself, to shift blame.
To distance himself.
Distancing himself to shift blame to under the speaker for that matter. That is deceptive. That is deception in high places. It is hypocritical of a politician, especially you in that nature, the proximity you share with the boss. There is no time. Any issue of such will come to the public. So even if the talk show host asking, there could be a better way to technically dodge that kind of question, but to come on air publicly to say
that your boss needs to grow.
The speaker needs to grow.
So it means like he's a child. I mean, he doesn't know anything.
As I listen to him saying that, I can't say that leadership is not good for him. I think he needs to grow. So he's trying to say that because of the excesses and that of the fuck of the speaker, it suggests to the point that he should not be trusted in terms of leadership. And he tried to paint a picture of the man past record since 2017. The man had never occupied any, substantial.
So he questioned his experience.
Leadership
it means
role,
the president is not experienced.
The
speaker is not experienced.
It's condemnable. Administratively, he was in error.
Okay, let's hear from you.
So let me say this first. Let's understand how the parliament works. I think we're making a mistake here. Richard Coon is not a boss to Thomas Fala. Constitutionally, it says that there should be an election of a speaker and a deputy speaker. That is different from the presidency, where the president and the vice president are elected on the same ticket. The deputy speaker is a position elected by members of the legislature. Same way how Richard Coon was elected by his colleague. In fact, they are co-equals in the eyes of the law. So let's get that straight. Now, Thomas Fala was being honest to a friend and to a colleague.
Is that honesty?
And you see, sometimes we misquote these things. If you listen to the man's statement, he said, I liked him, yes, he's this, but he needs to improve. We all have sat on this radio. He needs to grow. We all have sat on this radio and said similar thing about the speaker. The way he was carrying himself, his private life, some of the things that he's doing. We all have said it.
But that shouldn't be Thomas Fala.
It should be Thomas Fala. Because guess what? They are co-equals. And I said it, they are co-equals. Irrespective of him being the deputy speaker of the parliament, he can walk into the speaker office and say, look, Mr. Speaker, I think some of the decisions that we made today, I don't think is right.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead. You can ask me that question. I'll answer you.
Your junior brother walks to you and say, Edwin, in the midst of people, Edwin, you need to grow. You need to improve yourself.
That's a different thing. It's a
What makes it
totally
different?
different thing. You say my junior brother, but this one they are co-equal. They were all elected on the same at the same level. They are all co-equal. It's just that one
So why
person
they don't act
was
together?
elected.
Why
I'm
they
coming
don't
out.
act together?
It is because the law does not say they should act together. The law say that is why the speaker and the deputy speaker are not elected on the same ballot. It's a separate vote by
Granted,
itself.
I accept.
So
I come in,
when the
I come in.
speaker is not in
Granted,
parliament,
I come in,
there's a
comrade,
deputy speaker.
comrade, granted.
Yes.
I accept they are co-equal.
Mhm.
Does it warrant
Mhm.
him to speak the way he spoke?
He was
In
being,
that disparaging
he was being
manner?
honest. He was asked a question. What do you think
Honesty.
about? He was being honest.
Question the experience of your
He-
of
no.
your body.
He said he has never had such a position, and that's true.
But they're inexperienced now.
All right, of course,
Why you say
of
no,
course.
no.
So
you are saying no, not too long.
No. So
You
he's
just
saying to
alluded.
him,
Mhm.
he's saying to him, he needs to improve in certain areas in leadership. And Thomas Fala is
You think-
speaking
let me
as
ask
a
you, let me ask
veteran
you.
lawmaker
No, let
who's
me
been
ask
in
you,
there for
let me
many
ask you.
years. Yes,
You
go ahead.
think that was quite appropriate?
It was
If
appropriate.
I come in. If
Yeah.
I thought he got a problem
Uh-huh.
with his co-equal, as you call it,
Uh-huh.
he got a problem with the speaker.
He doesn't have a problem.
I come in. No, but he has a problem.
He doesn't have a
The
problem
fact-
with him.
No. He has.
No.
He has a problem.
identified
The
a problem.
fact that
Uh-huh.
he's telling his co-equal, as you put it,
Uh-huh.
that he needs to improve publicly, that he needs to grow. It means that he has a problem.
No,
That
he
needs
doesn't
to
have a
improve his
problem.
lifestyle.
He doesn't have a problem. He was being honest to
Let me
a
hold
friend.
you. Let me hold you.
That's
So
honest.
the fact that people can look at President Boakai, some of the ministers, they say we need to improve here, we need to improve on this. Doesn't mean that they've been condescending to the president, calling the president's attention because he doesn't look at everything. Here, the deputy speaker was not condescending. I won't sit on this radio and narrow myself to say he was condescending.
What was he?
The deputy speaker has 20 years experience in the legislature. 20 years, since 2006 to 2026. 20 years. How long has Mr. Kong been there? What all the positions he had held before? That's why he said he had not had leadership position in the House before. He's a very brilliant man. He's very educated. He's a teacher. But when it comes to administration, this era he got the challenges that we need to work on. He need to improve. That was very honest. Then we want to
Condescending the
then we
honest.
want to swing it around to
No,
say we
I-
want to create confusion between them.
Comrade.
Is that lie
Comrade,
that
you
we
said
sit
no,
here?
you said the law was honest.
Yes,
Condescendingly
he was not
honest.
condescending.
Because
Nothing condescending
no,
about that.
I come in.
Somebody-
No, you don't want to
You
accept
know you
it.
want analyze it,
No,
you jump
no,
on me. Tell
no.
what him, tell
You
him
don't
that
want
you
to
know.
accept it. The fact that the man can look at the speaker
Yeah,
and tell the speaker
yeah,
publicly
yeah.
that the speaker needs to improve
His leadership
his
style.
lifestyle.
His leadership
No, you
style.
talk about left as well.
Listen, his leadership style, including his private life,
One
are
minute,
coming to
one
public.
minute, comrade,
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah,
You said no, that condescending.
he was not condescending.
The man needs to improve.
Yeah,
The man needs to improve his lifestyle.
yeah,
He had not held such position before.
yeah,
According to him,
yeah.
what was he doing there?
Very good.
Is he not questioning his experience,
Yeah.
ability?
But when somebody questions your experience and your ability, a challenge for you to improve. Look, let me
So
tell
you
you
are
something. You know, in this country,
no. So in another word that you are supporting and giving approval to the deputy speaker, disrespecting the speaker.
the same way you yourself have sat on this radio and condescendingly
No. We don't
about
do
the speaker. No, let me be.
No, don't throw it at me.
But no,
I'm saying
you
comrade,
use the same public medium.
Comrade, don't throw it at me.
Okay.
I'm saying to you,
Uh-huh.
so in another word, you do support the deputy speaker condescending.
Now you're working condescending. Yeah.
Comrade.
Yeah.
But which one you want me to use? You use it for now.
Okay. So.
Disparagingly,
Okay.
condemningly.
Okay. Use all the
Disrespectfully.
adjectives. Yeah.
I'm using it now.
Yeah.
Disrespectfully.
Yeah.
Speaking to the speaker
Saying what?
that he needs to improve his lifestyle.
Yeah.
In another word, the speaker has, which he alluded to. The speaker has not held such position before, like he said.
Yeah.
And he said the speaker needs to improve.
Yeah.
He needs to grow.
Yeah.
It means that the speaker's a baby.
Okay.
The speaker doesn't know what he's doing. He's a baby. So do you support Thomas Fala in that matter?
That's the interpretation. It means that this, right? That's the interpretation I don't agree with. And all the adjectives, all the adjectives you use, they are all your words that you chose. Me, I was telling me as just mere honest advisement. The fight is
honest advisement.
Yeah, the fight is
somebody.
The fight is so when somebody say improving your lifestyle because the position you hold is very distinct. It's very distinct.
Why you couldn't tell the man behind the scene?
Do you know what I've been telling the man behind the
scene? Also,
he came up. Are you there?
So he came up with the
Are you there? You ever heard?
Speaker Coon has been disgraced.
So,
do you know that?
So
yeah, disgrace the speaker.
But what about you who
so,
be
yeah, let's hear you, comrade.
Yeah, so I mean it's not sometimes
you know, our
position we eat sometimes it can actually make us to see things from afar. But so but this is the fact.
What position are you talking about?
This is the fact. No, you're speaking.
No, not answer my question.
You are not an interviewer.
Go ahead.
So there is instead of present an analogy as to whether all of the ministers in the government they can talk to the president. Oh, the president. Yes, they are in public speaking, especially if you want to disagree with your boss in administration, then you must be willing to accept the collective guilt. So how do you speak in that manner? Yes, there's a need that we need to improve on the system. Yes, there's a need that we need to improve the administrative workings of the House. But what was the choice of the deputy speaker? He was actually excluding himself because he is the most experienced lawmaker, 20 years in the House. So the speaker who just got there, I know probably about 6 or 12 years. So he believes that the speaker is inexperienced. So if you want to disagree with the boss administratively in that regard, and one of the things, let me say this, it is true, constitutionally they are all equal. But as per the law in our house shows some degree of seniority. And that is why the speaker can enforce certain administrative actions in the house through, once it is endorsed by plenary. So you can say, oh, yeah, they are equal because the law, they say, oh, constitutionally they are equal, you got to get speaker, that be have equal or more PS.
Then the lawyer, backing insulting speaker come here.
When they are established guidelines in their law, in our process,
you backing the mentor, you saw our speaker.
Disrupting your time.
So I mean, the thing is, it's unjustifiable on the part of the deputy speaker. If the deputy speaker wanted to actually disagree, or better still bring, like he said, honest advice, then he should have also accept the fact that would have been a collective responsibility to say, look, we need to improve on the system. When leaders speak about, especially in leadership, in administration, you don't use the word personal pronoun. It is not called for. Then much more you want to exonerate yourself from whatever mess may have been created by your leadership or collective leadership of you, whoever, you all in the house. Then you point it to the speaker who is there. Is that fair? Is that fair in his criticism? It's wrong. And it's just being more hypocritical. Someone?
Okay.
So let me just correct my brother again. You see, sometimes
you say your own. Don't correct him. Say your own.
No, boy.
No. Say
no. He referred to me. He referred to me. He said, "I said this. I said that." First of all, decisions at the legislature is made by plenary, meaning the majority. I'm coming. Hey, Chief, please give me a chance. It means majority. Yes, the speaker has authority to appoint committee member. He has authority to bring the agenda, but decisions in there is made by plenary. The deputy speaker was also elected by co-equals. So under the law, they are all equals. It's just one among equals.
Let me hold you.
No, Chief, I'm not finishing.
No. Let me
I'm just trying to educate the man.
Read that play for that team, man. Because it's very insulting.
And I will come back to that for that tape.
Let's listen to the tape.
We'll come back to that for that tape.
You see, when people speak in our country, sometimes, for those of us that have been involved in Iran for sometimes, we don't just like to speak. I respect Whitmer. I think, to be honest with you, I like Richard Coon, like our working relationship, but I won't shield him up when it is wrong. What I would do is that's why I'm right in the back to always firstly give him the support, give him pieces of advice. Richard Coon have never played leadership before. He was fortunate to have been here, I think it was 2017. This is his second term. Richard Coon have not played major leadership role in the House of Representatives till he begins Speaker. So I believe he needs time to grow, time to learn. He's an educated guy, but it's different. The academic is different from total leadership in terms of performance in leadership, especially to where he sits. Sometimes people are carried away, people get involved into things knowing it or unknowing it. And I think he needs time to grow. That's why I'm always there to talk to him about. There are some flaws, there are some mistakes, that any other leaders would do, like myself. But I think it's not equated to say he should not be trusted with leadership. He must improve, yes. There are reasons he
finish. I was in flight. Now, what we failed to do here tonight is to replay the question I was asked to Thomas Falla. The question I was asked to Thomas Falla, and I can deduce, it was like, how do you see the leadership of your speaker? Is to deduce, and that's where he started to explain.
So what happened to the question?
No. So based on our question, he was giving the answer to that. What it meant, he's supposed to say we and this and that.
That the man needs to improve. That's left star.
It
needs to grow.
It is
so
an honest advice.
So are you saying? Is he saying to us, which you are backing your man candidate,
100%,
that the speaker are not grown yet?
We're not saying that. We're not saying that.
The speaker is inexperienced.
The speaker needs to improve.
That the speaker needs to improve in left star.
100%.
So what is wrong with left star? What is wrong with speaker's left star?
You don't know about that?
I don't know.
If you said on this video,
no, I don't know that. What is wrong with speaker left star? And let me hear from you.
No, so you go back to here again. You want
to because you carry away by the man of someone there.
Go ahead.
When the speaker was involved in the marriage conflict by going to get involved with his sister.
I don't know about that.
That not here, Thomas Falla was in that thing.
Also, Thomas Falla
it brought embarrassment to the house, right? I think it had negative reflection on the house, that his social life, that his personal life. What happened?
George,
listen to me. You asking, and you say you want the man. And you say you want the man. Why Thomas Falla answering like that?
I'm surprised at you.
You have to. Because this one you want to spin it and no way to spin.
No, I'm surprised at you.
You just have to.
That you will allow Thomas Falla to insult the speaker.
It's not an insult.
Of the Honorable House of Representatives.
The speaker never insulted.
Speaker
had never told you say
if somebody told you need to grow, is that an insult?
It's better.
You need to grow.
It's a challenge for me.
Your left side.
It's a challenge for me.
Oh, it's a challenge.
Once I know that I've been doing so wrong, I know that I've been doing so wrong, I will take it as an honest advice. If you take it, you want to make the speaker to fight with it, where somebody.
Oh, let's play the second table.
Okay.
So you don't have.
In no time, everybody now they have Harvard ambition. You know, some people say they want to be speaker, they want to be deputy speaker, some want to be president. How can you be a minister in the government? So what have you seen? Are you not convinced that the woman will be re-elected as a bona fide United Party partisan? When this woman is re-elected, you have space in the government if you're doing well. Because if the government is re-elected, you got job. So why you want to go fight for one district seat? That means something not right. And the president needs to hear this. Those that in the cycle of the president, he must begin to test out those that want to be representatives, senators, president, while he's serving as president. And I will say this again, they will get at me. Meaning you don't believe in this government, you do not believe in this president job that he's doing. You fake it. So those that are in this category, they must be put to check. Let us go and do their work so that the government can shine. So the government can be respected by the Liberian people, so they can be re-elected, somebody can get a job. But if the government is not re-elected, what assurance you get that you're going to be representative or senator? Then you begin to why? You're going to put your hands in a cookie jar. Because you want to start running campaign. You want to start running campaign so soon. You want to get distracted in making government to function, the executive to function well in serving your capacities that you guys have. So they need to be put to check, and that's where Nemo will come in. Because we support you, we believe we will fail, God forbid all of us fail. So when we see the wrong, we say it and make those recommendations. That's what we're going to do. It.
Thank you. Let's hear you, Mr. William, on that.
You know, the deputy speaker, for every time he speaks, I mean, sometimes it sounds more annoying. So, look at what he's saying again. He's giving the president, you start the president, or better to recommend to the president to dismiss people who have ambitions. So, ask yourself, it is not a right of Liberians to contest if they want to. It is a right. Even President Baga will not, engage in stopping citizens who are fully mature, responsible enough to participate in whatever democratic process. Only because you get one man who is the deputy speaker who sits there, very ambitious, and then will tell the president, say, "Oh, one minister won't be represented, so dismiss him." Then the president will go out upon that. It's annoying. So, another thing he talked about, and I want to believe technically you were trying to throw jab, maybe minister of local government, because there's been this kind of thing politically, they have been like political rivals of their district there in Foya. But this is, if the deputy speaker will be telling people not to contest, then the question is, why is he, the deputy speaker, more ambitious? He wants to be speaker. So it is only good for him, but not for the others. Is that not being hypocritical, Saba? That is the same man who said on the public radio, say how the speaker is inexperienced. His boss is technically his boss, the head of the house, the third most powerful man of the land. You announce that the man is inexperienced. That has a very negative image on the government that he even claiming to support. Sometimes I can see that young man hiding, like, oh, I support the president, but I don't support the party. Yeah. What a contradiction. President Baga didn't become president from the Blue Sky or from Pluto. That he belongs to a political party, a political movement. There is no way the deputy speaker in a right conscience will want to claim to himself that indeed he's supporting the president agenda, but not supporting the rescue administration. And he continued to create more split. Because that message continued to speak out division, even within members of the House of Representatives. Because if a man who claims to be an experienced politician, then there are a lot being expected of him. Political decisions must be made maturely, responsibly, and it must be communicated with some sense of logical reasoning. But if the deputy speaker go and sit, for every time the man sits on a radio, I can remember there was all the time he sat on OKFM, he speaks a whole lot of different things. Every time he speaks, there will always be indictment.
Okay, let me go here.
I think we need to have a timekeeper on this show because
please go ahead. Please,
no. The guy will flow.
No. The thing is, if I asked the man to speak and the man spoke, maybe for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you want to speak. I'm not going to.
Well, as far as somebody wants to speak, in that general function, but
there's a reason why I say
go ahead.
There's a reason why I say we need timekeeper. But let me just say this. There's a reason why in the minds of the legislature a few years back, there came up something called a code of conduct. And what Deputy Speaker Thomas Farah was saying was the honest truth again. Sometimes we don't want to listen to these things. We want to politicize them or so. You are in the government. You are members of the government. You are part of the executive. The government has an agenda. Your focus should be delivering on that agenda. If at any point in time you have interest in going for the elected post, the best you can do is to write to the president that I'm going to step aside to campaign. But you cannot be in government where your focus is spread double ways. You threaten to be representative in one district, or you want to run as running mate, or you want to do as I say. There's nothing wrong in what he said. He was 100% right. And there's a code of conduct that says that if you are an executive official and you have the intent to run, you should resign certain time prior to election. And the reason for that is that so that you do not conflict your focus on campaigning rather than doing the people's job. So he was honest in his comments, trying to flimbe around that he's trying to prevent people. Look, when 2029 reach, whoever wants to contest against Thomas Father, if they have the weight in Lofa County, I'm not from there, they can try it and see whether he will not win them. What Thomas Father has done in Lofa County, I'm not from Lofa. I don't support Thomas Father. I've never met him one day. It cannot be compared to what any of these guys who you try to talk about here, but Francis Numale or so. It's a zero game. You put Francis Numale and Thomas Father in any district in Lofa County, Thomas Father will beat Francis Numale hands down. But what he's saying to told the president, check among your people. Some of the complaint that you're hearing from your citizenry is because your minister are stepping back looking for elected position. You need to chastise them, ask them they want to stay or they want to go and focus on becoming representative or speaker in the future.
Okay, you through?
I'm through.
I give you the same level of time.
Of course.
No interruption.
Because I interjected.
No, go ahead. I didn't interject you.
No, I said because I interjected.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. George?
I want to agree with Mr. Williams, certain clauses, certain points he made in his analysis that I tend to agree with. And even though I don't agree with most of it, but I'd like to go to that point directly, right? He said the deputy speaker said he's supporting the president, but he's not UP, cannot support the UP. Funny. So it is a difficult thing for him to explain this because he cannot distinguish the president from the Unity Party. So if you say you support the president and you be going after the Unity Party, of course, it's the wrong move, right? Because the Unity Party can stamp you, right? They got the power to stagnate you. So I will do this as an advice to him that, yes, and, you don't have to join the UP, not force. Maybe the time coming one day you will decide to join. But you can't be slamming the United Party and be praising the president. It's a contradiction politically. All right? So that he needs to correct that in his advocacy. Besides that, most of the things that, like Mr. Famule said, I don't want to repeat all. It is always good. Anytime people like Thomas Fowler and certain senior government officials, when they appear on the radio, the president will like to listen, unless Mr. Kennedy, right? Because those people that are senior people will listen. The president will not be there. The president, I know, will not be there to be looking for the negative. The president will be looking for which area that this person making sense that I think I can pick from as an advisement for me to act. Because the president is not everywhere to see what's going on. The deputy speaker is in good number of the places than the president in person, right? So if the deputy speaker is saying some things, I think it is necessary that to be looked at to counter check as to what he's saying, they are all true, so actions can be taken. If we shouldn't get looked at it from the negative point, they're trying to tell the president what to do. No. Yes, we can sit on the radio. The day the president happened to tune into nighttime heat, he listens to us. There are certain points that we make that he would like to take a little black book and take notes. He may not agree with everything that we're saying, but some of those things that he thinks he can do, I mean, we can advise him to take action on, he can do it. So I won't like to take all the 4 minutes that Mr. Williams told.
Okay, so just
few seconds. So you see, another interesting thing is that the deputy speaker, like Mr. I don't want to default Mr. Famule for the unit. He was not calling people to stay in compliance with the law. I know there are prescribed law, the public code of conduct that prohibits public officials from occupying public offices at the same time contesting their laws. That was not the concept of the deputy speaker when he spoke. What the deputy speaker, meant was people should be prohibited completely from contesting, especially those who are serving who are serving at the ministerial level.
He didn't say that.
Now he said you cannot be. He said you cannot be serving in the government and you want to run for elected position. The president you recommend that the president will dismiss you. That was what he said.
No, he used the word chastise.
So technically that is for the government to chastise you. So it's wrong. As in it is your constitutional inherited right as a citizen to contest democratically. No man born of a woman, not even a speaker or a deputy speaker should recommend to the president that if people of such nature declare interest, then they should be chastised.
Then I disagree with you. Then I disagree with you when you say no man born of. That's huge insult. You shouldn't be saying that on the radio because the fact is policies are made by those people they could use the same policy to enforce
until they are changed.
All right, gentlemen. I think everybody said yes. I think I need to say something regarding this. And I allow everybody to say yes before any
But two of you agree.
interjection or interruption.
Let me tell them about that.
Now, gentlemen, first let me begin with this question. Who was Thomas Fowler, Deputy Speaker, talking about? Who was he? I mean, who was he making reference to that has intention to run for elected position and they are in government? Who was it? I come here. Because we do have the current Minister of Foreign Affairs who was a presidential candidate. We had Kuyate, right? Sheikh Kuyate. So who was he actually making reference to?
Apiton, yeah, Apiton.
We had Apiton as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who was he making reference to that has intention? And this is, like we said, when you speak as a policy maker, you be as accurate. You should be as truthful and realistic. If they ask him a question and he knew those people, he's man enough, let him call their names. Moses, I'll put you on later on. He's man enough, let him call their names. But to come and say there are people who, and I will call on the president to chastise.
To chastise, imagine.
Who is the Thomas Fowler? He's just no, please. No. I'm
not saying anything.
No. Let's not.
Go ahead, Sobo. Go ahead.
Let's not interrupt each other. No, you spoke your own.
The mental talk.
I
decided to keep quiet.
I gave you time.
But let's
Who is the Thomas Fowler? Thomas Fowler is just a stranger. The first thing he has said that he will support the second term bid, which you said earlier, of the president, but he will not support the party. How contradicting you are. It's like they gave you rice, the rice is cooked for a particular soup. Oh, I like the rice, I will eat the rice. But I will not, yes, get it. But I don't like the soup, but I like the rice. How possible is that? You contradicting yourself. You are contradicting yourself. To come up to say, you will support the second term bill of the president, and this is the reason why the Minister of Internal Affairs told Thomas Fowler, you want to be cat? Be cat. And he's continuing to prove it. You want to be dog? Be dog. Who was he making reference to? That the individuals, and I've been following, since he made a statement, I've been following. There are a couple of videos I saw attaching his statement to. And they had they had the photograph of Clarence Massacre, Human League, and even the Minister of Finance. But this is the point. This is Thomas Fowler's game, and his game to throw a wedge what's in the party. If the party is not careful, all of its major factors will depart. And what happens? And that's the game. So that he and whoever he has can take over the party. How can you make reference to individuals that they want to run? Listen, maybe, let's put it this way. And I will say it without any stupor. If you look in the party, apart from the president, I'm record. You are looking for the face of the party. I'm not saying it because I'm saying it because I follow his record. Gafan should be the face.
It's unarguable, Sobo.
When the Unity Party was yes a broad stage around here, that the Gafan with you, who recruited the Roman Pay, who recruited the Mo Ali, who recruited the Steve Flampe. At the time, they had a group called the Youth for Eddie Presidency. It was that Youth for Eddie Presidency, in fact, that gave Eddie a second term. At the time, the Gaffer we're making reference to was, in 2017, was the chairperson of the campaign team. And he fought, and today the Unity Party got second term. So I hope, because this man, I know he has not said anything that he wants to be. But let's assume that he wants to be. Who was saying Unity Party that can be the face? Besides, I don't think the Liberian people are looking for anybody who at the end of the day, you can't even sit or stand or mingle yourself with the international community. If you take the records now, go to the records. You're looking at the development, including roads, major construction agreements. Who signed them? The guy. Look, the time has not come yet. Let's play the video. There's a video I got it, and I was just going through my I'm going through my archive, and I saw that video. Let's try to find a video quickly, so that we provide evidence to what we are saying.
Thomas Fala.
So we provide.
That's Jeremiah Kun.
Video. The video I'll give you the last video. So that we provide evidence that this gentleman has sat with world leaders. Gentlemen, we need a leader tomorrow that will have the face of the international community. Yeah, someone who is known, who has sat with them. Today, major concessions for major aids are coming for our road rehabilitation. Who's signing those documents? Let's be honest. But I think Moses wants to come in. Try to find a video. Let's play that video. Okay. Moses, just hold it on. Let me play the video quickly. Just hold it on, Moses. Let me play the video quickly.
Our fight against the deadly Ebola virus disease. Mr. President, Liberia congratulates you on your ascendancy to the high office of President of the UN General Assembly, and acknowledges the astute statesmanship and wisdom you bring to this important assignment, which inspire confidence for a successful 69th regular session. We assure you of Liberia's full cooperation and support. We pay a special tribute to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for his able and visionary stewardship of the affairs of this global institution. Mr. President, with just 1 year to the expiration date of the Millennium Development Goals, the theme of this 69th regular session, delivering on and implementing our transformative post-2015 development agenda, could not have been more appropriate. Liberia was put on the pedestal of global honor by the selection of President Salif as one of 3 co-chairs of a high-level panel formed by the Secretary General in 2012 to advise him on the contours of an ambitious but realistic post-2015 global development agenda, and to define the critical steps required to reinvigorate and sustain global partnership. The panel's report contained a clarion call to leave no one behind, which has been embraced as a motivational theme by many. At the continental level,
that was just an example of what I was trying to talk about. It was just a testament. We look, the time will come, but let's hear from Moses. Moses, welcome to the program quickly.
Thank you. Thank you. So I listened to you guys briefly, and I step away. So let me say hi to my colleagues in studio. I just want to speak briefly to the discussion regarding Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala says there are people in the UP with political ambition, and he talked about a cabinet minister who wants to be president, even though he didn't call Minister Kafuan's name. But anyone who followed Liberian politics will conclude that he was making reference to Kafuan. And he talked about others who want to run for other elected positions. First thing we must admit here, that being in government, that doesn't mean that anyone with an ambition for the presidency should not express it. There's nothing wrong about that. It's not a crime. All the president expects of such person is to do what is expected of him, perform to the best of his or her ability. That's what people expect. So, my own reading into what the Deputy Speaker is doing, I may be wrong, but I think the intention of the Deputy Speaker is to protect, and you can put me on this, is to protect his wealth. He wants to come across as that powerful person in the inner cycle of President Bouaka. Many of you who follow the election 2023, what did Father not say about Joseph Bouaka? My brother George Kennedy is from Lofa. He knows what Father said. He knows how Father destroyed Joseph Bouaka. And there's the same Father that is now trying to drive a wedge among people of the Unity Party. He said, oh, I came to support the re-election bid of the president. But look, Father, you are Deputy Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Your job now should be focused on what? The success of this administration. You shouldn't be busy campaigning to organize an auxiliary that will be focused primarily on promoting one candidate for the presidency. It defeats your role as a national leader. I'm not a lawyer. My brother Pamela is sitting over there. He's a lawyer. He knows it better. People in national leadership are more concerned about the good of the country than individuals. The man is promoting Joseph Bouaka, is running from one place to another. And he's telling other people who have political ambition, he said those people should be chastised because they have political ambition. Isn't that a contradiction? Fala and the other lawmakers who organize themselves under the quote-unquote nimble, those people should be spending their time on passing legislation, executing oversight tax, holding people in the executive accountable. How can you be in the legislature and you're so involved with the work of the executive? Are you not compromised? You're campaigning for the president in the executive. If the president introduces something in the house, won't people say that you are already compromised? You have a regime speaker? You have a compromised deputy speaker? Look, guys, let me stop there. So I just wanted to say, look, Farah is not honest. This is all about Thomas Farah. He just want to be the guy sitting at the table making that decision. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Moses. Thank you. Yeah, you want to come in?
Yeah, so I mean, I just wanted to throw a few emphasis on some of the things. You know, like the president has repeatedly said he is not interested in re-election. Rather, he is always interested in the next generation. That has been the word of the president. But on the contrary of that, you get one deputy speaker who, for every time he speaks, is I will make sure to secure the re-election of the president. Every time he speaks is to secure the re-election. We have not even gotten to 2028, 2029. The deputy speaker is basically campaigning all over the place. Like what Mr. Cindy said. It depends the purpose of being a national leader, Sabo. That man was elected from the people of Foya, elected him from Lofa County to come and represent them as a lawmaker, not to come and serve as a chief campaigner or chief convener of President Baga re-election. That was now part of the mandate of the people that elected him.
Okay, let me wait there. And before I come to you, gentlemen, I was in speech when Moses called and the thing is, it's just confusing for the deputy speaker, and I don't know who he's fronting for, because like Roman Payne said, that Nemo will tomorrow turn into a political party.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly, and we know the history. The deputy speaker, the current vice president, they were all on one committee on Ways and
Means and Finance at the house.
They were all on one committee. And in fact, it was reported that sanction was awaiting the two of them. Yeah, woman. But because of the sympathy for the president, the international community, we gave them reprieve. That let's pardon them after the president named the chair of the committee as his running mate. So we know all of that. So who is fronting for and left of him? But if he's man now, let him call the name. And let us not start, seeing people connecting other people to it. Listen, and I continue to say, this individual that they continue to talk about they're just expressing fear about him. That because he's a heavyweight in the international community. We follow his track records. Budget bureau director, diplomat, minister of foreign affairs, minister of finance, served there on 2 occasions. Then interacting, negotiating for major road rehabilitation funds. And so that's a fear. Apparently what they're trying to do now is to just discourage him, wanting him back his bag, but which I know President Boka wouldn't accept. Because if this man was not in government, that was maybe the foreign minister who's there, trying to improve our international image. This man was not in government. Some of the fees, the resources we are getting today, we would have gotten it. Because he worked for those people before. He worked with them. He knows them. He negotiated with them before. So it has become easier for the government to get funding. Just quite recently in Vietnam, we heard about another 50 or 30 million or something of that nature. That's supposed to be coming. Look, when the real time comes, what was said, what we can say. But if the deputy speaker is asking the president to chastise people, let him be man enough. Call those people's name. Call those people's name. And don't shy away. And I know the president will not even accept. Because he's trying to break the ranks of the Unity Party. So at the end of the day, all the major fighters are gone. And then he and his collaborator take over the party. That's just the game, which is widely understood.
So let me just go back to what the president's statement. The president had never said he's not interested in re-elections. The president has always said that our decision should not be based on the next election, but the next generation. So just to correct that. But moving forward, I think we're jumping the guns. Minister Augustine P. Gaffon, whom I know very well, you cannot caution his credential. You cannot caution his contact in the international cycle. You cannot caution his ability to get any work done. Mr. Gaffon has never said that what are behind closed door or in public that he wants to be president. He has never said it to anybody. And what I've seen from Minister Gafwan, that which I believe is a statement, he takes him one step at a time.
Sure.
He's serving all of those positions. When time came, he left the political scene, went into the international cycle. I bothered with Minister Gafwan at the airport in Accra, right during the transition period. At that time, he was still with the African Development Bank. And he said he was coming to Liberia to take he was thinking about a major decision. And being frank with you, if I was in his stead, I would have never done it. Looking at where he was sitting, the cloud that he had, being the country rep, sitting out there, the people that he was meeting, the amount of money that the kind of resources that he was controlling and what he was getting paid, to turn it down to come back to country, it means that he has something inside him for Liberia. So nobody, it can be the Thomas Fala or whoever, the day Minister Gafwan come by and say, I want to be president, Thomas Fala cannot stop it. He cannot fight him. So let's just get that clear.
Okay, let me go there, George, quickly.
So I think we're running ahead of the game, and for some of us, we're not going to go there to go talk too much about who wants to be in 2029. We don't want to watch who are saying what. When we observe suspicion, we raise it to you, and we raise it with you. We are saying here, look, Deputy Speaker Fala, we know that you just came from the opposition realm. And if you say, oh, you support the president, but you don't support the Unity Party, it's a big contradiction. And that contradiction, you will have to sharpen it well and then explain further to the Unity Party people before you can win their kind of support. All right, because the standard brother, the party and the party cannot be distinguished from each other. So while it's true that your efforts will be welcome wholeheartedly, but saying that you have the right to give all the advisement to say, look, I think this is how it should be. I think this is how you're not the final decision maker at level of the president. So that's where, for me, I stand on this matter. But I'm not going to jump the gun, because right now where Minister Gafwan is, he's well focused on the economy. He's well focused on creating jobs, sourcing financing to improve this country, managing the country's economy. But I'm not going to jump the gun to say that, to talk about his political ambition.
Okay, let's try to transition quickly. You want to...
So yeah, I mean, just the public information. I know, Mr. Famule, you said that the president said, I'm not trying to default you, completely, but that does not negate the fact that President Baga, being who he is not desperate for re-election. He always try to send a picture to a lieutenant.
What you call desperate?
No, so that is to the point of which Thomas Fala, is projecting the picture. You understand? So I'm saying the president has said it times without number. He is not much interested in re-election or the decision that we take. It shouldn't be able, because the party got to be re-elected, but rather the next generation. That has been the philosophy of the president. Okay. And all those who support the president must stick to that.
The president's philosophy is that our decisions shouldn't be based on the next election, but the next generation.
It is not two contradictions.
No.
It is contradicting. Like somebody wants to see a strong supporter who left him and going to support their side to try to fight him, also try to weaken him, because it's not going to also work. So we put ourselves in the middle. When we see contradictory statement, we come to put ours, because are you not expect somebody, the person not going to take the flight to go to where they want to go?
All right, so gentlemen, let's try to transition quickly, and then let's play this tape. Before we play the tape, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia was at the Cottington University. In fact, he was the keynote speaker. He was the keynote speaker. He was awarded
honorary degree.
Yeah, you got it right.
And statement he made didn't go down well with Senator Koga. So Koga, held a press conference on the grounds of the Cottington University and expressed these words. Let's see the Koga quickly.
The vice president is a very fine gentleman that I respect, a citizen, a grandson of Nimba County that I respect. He and I enter the legislature together. And I also recognize and respect the position as a vice president. But when we come to the disco and talking to the public, we got to be realistic. In the first place, in a political party, before emerging to state prominence, there are party manifesto. If you listen to the campaign message of the Unity Party, there were commitments that they were going to improve the educational sector, infrastructure, health, and etc. So, for the Brown president to have come with a message from the president telling him that yes, you can go ahead to pronounce that we're going to provide solar place or whatsoever electricity for the area, for the segment of the Cardinal campus that have diagnosed, I think was misleading. On grounds that it is their full responsibility as a government to protect life and property. And it was captured in the national budget. Always to subsidize the Cardinal University. You understand? To reference the chairman on Ways, Means and Finance, it means committing the Nigerian people. Why would have told us for him to have said the president on his own behalf, you understand, had informed me to let you know that for his salary, he will give you this X number of lives or what, and etc. But commitment you're making is on behalf of Nigerians. The very Cardinal students that you're taking care, you want to improve their school or their areas, they are all taxpayers. You understand? So the common person who doesn't understand those messages, they will understand that the government is doing well in that direction. But let me clear to the district. If you want to do something from your pocket or from your salary, I am paid. If I want to do something on behalf of my people at my own volition, I should declare that this money is from my own pocket so that the source of income will be identified. And whosoever want to verify will verify. But you cannot commit the government. You understand? And besides that, it's outside of budget law. Budget is a law. And every budget is passed annually. We have passed the budget to capture Cottington. So if there is any assistance to be done, there will be a proposition to the legislature to pass into law. So it should not be that they are taking personal goal. Are you disappointed about president? The word disappointed, I don't think I'm talking about disappointment. I'm talking about governance. The approach to the public should be clear and transparent.
All right, so gentlemen, just few days ago, Wilmot Pate also came down high on the vice president. Let's hear from you, Mr. Weander, to begin with you. What do you think is going on in Nimba County?
Well, what is going on in Nimba, it is clear that there's political rivalries all over the place, especially specifically when it comes to who becomes the next political godfather of Nimba. And that way you come, you see the legs of Samuel Koga, the legs of the VP, even Wilmot Pate himself. So the rivalry is becoming more intense to the extent that I don't too sure that traditional era of Nimba may likely resolve this in any moment soon. But straight to the issue about his comments. First and foremost, I think it was fair enough on the part of the senator to have spoken his mind, his independent mind about the speech of the vice president. And he said one thing, if I were one of the journalists having that interview with him, I would have asked him what probably he would leave, whatever specific figure in terms of the subsidies into the budget that has been allotted to Cottington. And his disappointment came from the fact that the president and the vice president announced that the president instructed him that there was no solarized the part of Cottington that is being engulfed into darkness. And he, as a senator who is a member of the legislature, who understands that the Cottington University is, there have been subsidy through the budget now that has been allotted to Cottington University. The issue about darkness should not be something that the university should still be experiencing, because the subsidy alone, his view, is sufficient to provide electricity for the university. So how possible the vice president will come and say, oh, the thing are going to do for the people when there is a budget that says they should be done. So he thought that the vice president was not being honest. He said the conversation, when you come to the disco, you should engage the conversation with honesty. And from the backdrop of good governance and accountability.
Okay.
Let me say this. There's no conflict in Nimba. You see, when people who are educated and politicians, it is always advisable that we have exchange of ideas. When you listen to Koga's statement, what he started with, Vice President Koon is a leader of our county. I respect him. And then he went on to narrate. However, sometimes, yes, there's been exchanges. And Koga has always said, irrespective of whatever it is, in leadership, Koon is higher because Koon is the second man in charge outside of the president, the vice president's nest. In as much as Koga is from the county. And when the late Senator Prince Johnson was alive, he made them to realize that this is the man I'm putting this party hands in, which is the MDR. So it means like Koon is the successor to that of PYG. There's no question about that. With the issue of Wilmot P, I think we'll go there, right? I listened to him. Yeah. You know, Wilmot said some things. And when you listen to Vice President Koon's statement in the same Nimba, he gave an analogy. He said, you see the convoy we ride is a package. And in that package, there are other things that are involved that is not literally seen. He said, but one thing I will not do, you will not hear me say a word until the others in this room call us one day in a room and we'll all sit down and explain. That's leadership. For me, I don't see that. Look, if the vice president said on Cottington that the president said I should inform you guys, was the vice president talking about the current budget? There's another budget coming. It is the budget is an instrument that comes from the executive to the legislature. So how sure are you that there is not an intent by the president to extend the subsidy of Cottington, because Cottington is a private school. Cottington is an Episcopal institution. In as much as under the law, they're not supposed to be for they are non-profit, but all of the religious schools now have turned into profit making. So definitely he was giving a message given to him by his boss. And they did not say we're going to go to the budget, to this year budget and take the money from there. He said the president said we will do this. It could be the next budget year, it could be the budget year after. So I think Koga had nothing to say down there. He was just trying to, to make some noise.
Josh, let's hear you.
You know why Koga receiving lashes from the people of Nema on this thing? He's being embarrassed by his own people from the county. Because he had no basis to argue on this. A message from the president to the vice president. They got a budget line called the President's Special Budget. And they call it Special Project Budget. Koga voted for it in our place. He know that the money can be saved and the president decide to go there and go do emergency projects in any way. If all he stay there, he are not use it. What is happening? Or he just want to be heard? For me, I don't know. Because the vice president did not speak on his own. He did not make this commitment on his own. Before he said he got to tell us which line of the budget he's taking it from. Which line of your budget that he went there that he saw distortion. So, the politics here, we all just, the time is coming. Everybody would like to show strength. Everybody would like to show themselves. But we all here, we know. The issue of successor in Nema is very clear. I can tell you for sure, Senator Koga was not going to be senator today.
If Koon had not stepped in.
If Koon had not stood.
Yeah.
And his sister, Ide Gongo, will cry and say this thing is between Nami and Koon. Nami and Koga anymore. Koga was not going to be senator. I can say for sure. Many days, Prince Johnson, I hear in that country, he can win as senator. He running against Yan Twaya, the current senator. The VP endorsing Yan Twaya. Prince Johnson lifting his hand up. He's losing. He was defeated in the county.
Okay.
So let people understand these things. That county, they got their leaders, they got successors, they got people who come out that other people respect. So for me, I didn't see any reason for that press conference that he was a little bit emotional so much.
All right, so let's take a few calls quickly before we close up. 0776 540 987. Again, 0776 540 987. That's the number to call, and you are live. Let's take the first caller. Quickly, let's hear you.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
This is Pastor David. So first, you always listen to the deputy speaker, you know, and the vice president, and every time they speak, you understand that either they're not prepared to lead or they are not materials to lead. There are two things that are always there for them. You can't be in those kinds of positions and always speak loosely. So are you saying people should not contest when it is their right to contest? Is it well how many presidents in the government are intending to contest in 2029? We can go on to name them. Is some of us telling us those people supposed to be removed from the government because they got intention to contest? I mean, there is a difference between being a lawmaker and serving in government as an appointee. He knows that. How can you want to threaten people when the law calls for people to have interest? I mean, what kind of people? I mean, where is the content? Every time I ask this question, you also listen to Jeremiah, and somebody is telling me that, oh yeah, they enjoy it because it's a package. We need to know as to how to speak when we appear before our audience. This is the vice person talking about. Yeah, how can you just be loose and just speak anyhow? You're talking about it's a package. No, you need to conduct yourself. The reason why people are going to insult you and say the worst is because you feel to organize yourself as a president. You went to the US, you follow that recording so when you say I'm a big man, when I come in, we are capable. I mean, come to think about it. Is this the kind of like role that we won't vote in 2023? And you got people over there who I mean, your colleagues. Is that we're taking your side or we come here on?
Okay, let's get a call on the line quickly. You make a point. Good evening.
Hello, Sabah.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I agree. This is Lasana Fire calling from the 17.
Okay.
About me, I will talk about CDC program in Nima County. I mean, in Grand Jira, rather. Let me tell you something, Sabah. If even they can add up more than that, people that went there, Sabah, turning to now will tell those people will not go nowhere. Let me tell you something. CDC being tested by the Nigeria. Those people were looting our country, washing the country. All those that went there to vote help them to celebrate that program. Instead of talking about that program, then they have different topics on their mouth. They didn't even come out with one conclusion. They come out with one statement. Let me say this to them. Shimon Freeman, I don't think that man of Ramposa will pay attention to him. Then we come to Alexander Komen, who got 1%. Alexander Komen told us all the criminal acts that CDC carry on in this country here. Today, then you go back to them. They are telling all that, I mean, all of them, they are the same. All of them, they are the same. That's what people, we will vote this for the second time.
Okay, you made the point. Let's get a call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Thank you, George. And finally, this is Ed Moka, probably more concerned Liberians for justice. You know, Tomo Farah has validated our argument that his support towards Unity Party was not genuine, and it was intended to protect the wealth that he got at the expense of the Liberian people. Okay, when he was coming up with the launch of the movement, applause associated from his himself, from the member of the President Bouaka. So he said, we're not here for dog cat politics. You want to be cat, be cat. You want to be dog, be dog. So Tamafala is not frustrated. He want to go back for another term in our district. And Nimale is also contesting in our district. So he crossed it to Bouaka. He think he said the Unity Party guy was going to support him and let your brother down. No, it's not going to be so. So he now understand that the Unity Party guy are going to be supporting him to reclaim. This is why he trained Jah, because he directly talking to Nimale. He directly talking to the finance minister who were making the needs around here that they want to contest our president. He said when you minister, you don't have the right to say you want to contest our president. What remains is when the time comes, whether you be able to forgo that position and go into your presidential debate, that should be the one we should be discussing here. But Tamafara will cry, and he will cry because he needed to be careful. But he's not careful how he play his game. It is clear that he comes from CDC, and the guy still look at him as a citizen. So he cannot be intending that he want to try to defy the People Party, to show himself like the man. No, they are going to tell you, say, no, brother, go sit down. This is a unity party. The guys are there, and whether he and somebody are working together, making sure to achieve their goal. But you're going to see more of this beginning next year. They are going to fight, and to conclude on the look, there is a serious division in the market. Clear, there's a division. There is supremacy. The vice president is not allowing other people to play their role. He wants to play out of the role. He want to be vice president. He want to be spokesperson for the government. He want to be senator. And everything as a leader, he got to give and take and allow Kokate to function as a senator of the county. But once he want to do everything and take that function, that's going to be a scenario talking about women pay also in the government. No, women pay and in our follow team. Women pay is just speaking as an advocate for the country. For the guys that the godfather as a running is the vice president of the Republic of Liberia and Coca. That is the point. When the vice president can come to himself and realize that Coca should independently function as a senator of the country and let the president relate to the president, you will see this does settle. But other than that, and we enjoy this, those are in opposition, let them fight, let them keep fighting while we'll be penetrating their account. Thank you.
All right, let's figure out according to the
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. And let me say good evening to all of your panelists. My name is Theophilus T. Toby II, and I'm in Monrovia. So, following the conversation tonight, firstly, your first talking point was on the issue of a powerful political party in the opposition and what. Yeah, and I heard somebody mentioning the name of Musa Belete to be a powerful political person in our country. Look, Mr. Edison Cummings came the very same way in this place, and he did not even come third amongst the powerful political parties. Mr. Cummings came fifth. Second round or second elections, Mr. Cummings, where is he today? Mr. Cummings could not even surface around the first five. So Belete moving around from county to county does not show that Belete is a political power, he has a force in our political space. Belete has not been tested, though National Election Commission qualifies his political parties. It does not mean he is a political way. The first thing is that when people is not going to give attention to Belete, who said if Alexander Kumi don't win the elections in 2023, he will not take his seat even if he wins as a representative. And today he's still representative, and Mr. Kumi is not the president of Liberia. Those kind of comments coming from the so Belete is not trusted. He can't be trusted here. So he's not a political weight in this country, honestly. To conclude, Koga, like one of the panelists said, Koga just wants to be heard. Because the vice president, even apart from taking resources from government, the vice president has money that he can, that he can electrify, how they call it, according to university. He has. So apart from that, the vice president, when I'm speaking, has a vice. He was speaking on behalf of the president, who was invited to that. So I don't know. Koga just want to be heard. You know, when people used to say if the vice president support Koga to win as senator, Koga will fight the vice president. That's what's happening now. Jeremiah did not listen to those people. He said no, he was his brother, so he would support Koga. Today, this is what Koga is doing, being very disrespectful. And you see that the elders and the people of Nima County are not even giving audience.
Okay. Thank you very much. 0776 540 987. Again, yeah, shortly we'll soon close up. Let's just take one more or two more calls, and we'll close up. 0776 540 987. That's the number to call, and you are live on the program. We've been talking about the gathering of opposition politicians in Grand Julia County at the anniversary of the CDC. We spoke about that. We also try to figure out whether the deputy speaker, someone's father, is on a mission to draft a wedge in the ruling unity party. We talked about that, the issue of Nim McCarthy, Koga coming up through just at the vice president. We spoke about that as well. Let's hear you if you have any question or comment, and then we can put you on so that you can have your say on the program on the nighttime heat. Again, 0776 540-9877 is our alternative line. The main studio line is not in tonight. 0776 540-987. Okay, let's hear you. Comrade, Will.
Yeah, so Sabo, it's great to be part of the conversation always, and we appreciate all of our callers for their different views. That is the beauty of our show. And tomorrow we look forward to showing up as always. And to everybody, have a very good and pleasant night. Stay safe and be on their light.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yes, as always, I'm glad to be here. And again, we want to say good night to our listener. Tomorrow we'll be back with new.
Well, thank you to my colleagues, my co-panelists, and to our listeners. Sometimes I just wanted to say something about this, where someone said, the vice president said when he came in, the former president back. Is that a lie? So when the former president was president, other vice presidents were former president, when the convoy moving, they couldn't back for the convoy to pass. This time it's the same. People need to understand people when they speak. It doesn't mean that you try to use authority. No, it's just the truth. When the former president is coming today, even former President Salif is coming today, and the current vice president convoy is moving, former President Salif car will go one side, and that convoy will pass. It's just the truth. Why the truth hard? People have to accept the truth. So thank you very much. Good night.
Okay, so join us tomorrow for another interesting edition of the program. Sabo George is my name. Thanks for viewing. Thanks also for listening to the program. Have a pleasant day.